We're on our way to Verde in the South Bronx, which is an affordable housing development. And we're going to be looking at landscape architecture that was designed by Lee Weintraub, who's a landscape architect. And what's unique about it is that there's a series of terraces that are planted with trees and also farms where residents can grow their own food. It is an award-winning building that has received enthusiastic support from federal officials and from New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
Verde, one of the most innovative, exciting, environmentally sustainable, affordable housing developments in the nation, if not the world.
It's a green building, which means it'll reduce the energy costs significantly for the residents that live there. It's affordable housing. It mixes rental units with low-income condominiums.
The project is representative of kind of that perfect storm of a client who wants to do not just the right thing, but the great thing. A scheme that emerged was a scheme that began to sort of have these layers of landscape, these layers of spaces. Korb called the roof the fifth facade, that you see that fifth facade being used to the extent that we wanted to use it here. And again, I think that goes back to the fact that the site was very narrow and there weren't the kinds of open space opportunities that you would get on a larger site. So where were the opportunities? The opportunities were in this roof, and the logic of making the roof available to the tenants, the residents, as opposed to something that was a bit more limited, sort of suggested a series of ascendant roofs where you could move from roof to roof to roof to roof. We're going to go up to the roof next. We'll get a pint or so out of these blueberries.
One of the unique things about this landscape is you can view it from so many different angles.
Right. Well, the idea was, for the benefits of having the amphitheater address this space is that it gives you a different kind of perspective. It enables you to appreciate it both on the ground, and it enables you to appreciate it from additional levels. One of the issues that we had was trying to make the levels available to both able-bodied and non-able-bodied people. So you'll see that there are places where there is an elevator stop that accesses the individual rooftops, or there is some kind of lift that takes you up the stairs. What we felt was important was, again, making the roof a place where people could grow, where people could harvest, where that sort of communal notion of people working together to make something was very important to us, and we wanted to provide that opportunity. One of the things that we've heard is that what the building wants to do is use the trees in sort of a contest at Christmas time, a decoration contest, or marry a tree to a part of the building, which again, I think is just a phenomenal way to begin to connect people to people, people to landscape, and to kind of create a culture of both landscape architecture, open space, growing things, and sort of using that landscape in a way that will make this place incredibly successful.
How big will these trees get?
I'd say double the size would be maximum.
The harvest will be prolific, and residents will share in that harvest, and children will get the apples from this roof at Halloween in their trick-or-treat bags, or they'll bob apples like we once did as kids, or people will make applesauce or apple pies from their rooftop.
Yeah. There's some unusual vegetables here too, right? They're not just your typical spinaches or New Zealand spinach.
Basil, how about some basil? You tasted the blueberries? How about some basil, some parsley? Chew that baby. Planting on the rooftop is still experimental. We're working with Grow NYC to develop the best kind of planting palette and the most productive planting palette. We're in the Bronx, and this is a neighborhood, and this neighborhood was essentially destroyed in the 70s. There wasn't much here. And in the in the late 80s, early 90s, a group of people got together and devised a plan for this community. You know, the hope is that somebody on the 5th floor has their own special pesto recipe that they share with somebody on the 17th floor.
What are the opportunities for replicating a development like Via Verde in this neighborhood?
Well, I think that there are lots of opportunities. I think the things have to be right for Via Verde to happen again. I mean, there has to be a site that kind of suggests that kind of crucible of pressure that yields something extraordinary. And I think we had that crucible here.